I've got to tell you something very shocking and very serious, and it is so severe I want you all to hear. An African father has been jailed in Germany for having cured his HIV-sick son with snake antitoxins from our company. We had previously won a court case in the city of Düsseldorf at the district court, a court case lasting 5 weeks, in which the blood documents of the same university, the central laboratory, proved that the snake antitoxin cured the baby of 2 years old of HIV. This happened in 2012. In 2017, the father was arrested and incarcerated on probation for 2 years. They did not attack our company or charge our company. They instead went to the press, I'm talking about the police, the federal police of Germany, in which they decided they're going to create a media war over the body of this baby. The child is now 9 years old. At the time the child was cured of HIV was in 2012 when the child was 2 years old. Now, this matter is so shocking that it has caused a huge consternation among secret services in several countries, and also it has caused a political situation arising between Germany and Turkey. Now, what I've got to tell you is this. At the time in 2012, when the mother and the father were being arrested, the police broke into their home while the other children were at school. When they came home, the children were crying, and they claimed, despite the fact that the blood documents proved that the child was cured, that the father and the mother were endangering the baby. They got the Juvenile Child Protection Agency of Germany on the case. They visited the parents and started to ask them if the mother had been taking cocaine. Now, what does cocaine have to do with a sexually transmitted disease? Now, we are a chemical company. We know all about cocaine. As chemists, we can actually produce a kilogram of cocaine in 20 minutes without coca leaves. This is what's possible in pharmacology. Now, we are an authority, we know what cocaine does, and that family did not use any cocaine. The family also had other children that were healthy. The mother was tested, the father was tested, both were HIV negative. So from the very inception, the diagnosis of the baby was very questionable, only based on the fact that the child and its parents were Africans. Now, as French Africans, of course, they belong to the EU, they are French citizens, and in the EU this kind of racial discrimination is not to take place in medicine. Now, in 2012, they arrested me as the doctor of that family, and they had to drop all the charges based on the blood documents of the central laboratory. Yet, in 2016, the State Prosecutor's Office started a libel campaign in 27 newspapers and 3 TV stations about the cure of the baby, in which they mentioned the product of our company. And this is when our parent company, Ouija Oriental Medicine and Ouija Tropical Medicine, went to war in court, and we took the whole case up to the EU Central Court for Human Rights in Strasbourg, France. Now, what has happened subsequently in 2016 to 2017, the federal police of Germany raided our company and they tried to arrest me twice. In that time, the intelligence services of Turkey, because we have a lot of Turkish clients, saw what was going on in the media, and they decided to get me and my company out of Germany and into Turkey for protection. We gained the trust and also the confidence of the Presidential Guard of Turkey and their secret services, who are protecting us now. The secret services of Turkey took a special liking to us because of what was going on in the media in Germany. The presidential guard that protects the president's wife, ministers of state and parliamentarians, they were very amused when the World Health Organization sent a Swiss Kurdish doctor to actually attack our company. And it turns out that she had a false UN profile that she had fabricated on the UN website portal in Sweden, in which she said she was working for the Ministry of Health in Ankara. That was not the case, and she never had a contract with them. She is being investigated because she staged a false arrest of me and my business partner, and the German consulate had to move into action to protect me as a German national. And what's more, the Swiss Kurdish operative was actually educated by the World Health Organization Swiss Tropical Disease Institute of Switzerland. Now, this whole thing is blowing up into such an ugly thing, whereby it's clear that they are victimizing and have been victimizing an African family just on the basis of their race and on the basis of a spurious blood document stating that the child had 71 million HIV copies, which was cured by cobra antidote, snake hunter toxins, in the space of 3 days, whereby the viral load got reduced from 71 million copies per ml to actually 13,000. And by the time the university tested the child again, there was too little material in the blood to actually prove an HIV positivity. So the documents proved that the child was healthy. So having won the court case in 2012, what was the police thinking when they thought they had to get back at the father in revenge and attack the family and use the German press agency to libel the father, the mother, the child, his French first name, and they libeled our company. So this is to say that the World Health Organization and the UN-AIDS have agendas that are working above police forensics, and in the snake antitoxin field we are working with police forensics. In biochemistry there are many dangerous substances and dangerous things that can attack a human, and the blood documents prove what kind of poison or what kind of infection, or if there's an infection in the blood. So I've got to say this, that the racism in the UN-AIDS towards Africans, towards Latinos, towards Arabs, towards Indians, towards Turks, towards Kurdish people, towards people of Polynesian descent, is bordering on Freemason mania, and it is also, in our opinion, Munchausen syndrome. Munchausen syndrome is when people feel they have got to back up one lie with another lie and another lie and another lie, and it becomes a mental illness. So this is what the AIDS industry is, and it is culminating in the Covid-19 scare as something totally unacceptable to human rights. One other thing. In virotoxicology, the field in which we are, with snake antitoxins, we prove that virotoxins, viruses, and toxins are the same poisons. Many people ask us, is a virotoxin a toxin that has been contaminated or infected by viruses, and what are these viruses? Now, the PCR test cannot identify what a virotoxin, a virus, and a toxin is, because the sources are manifold. That means snakebite, malaria, coronavirus or corona infection, corona sulfur poisoning, orthorexia, gas poisoning. Yes? Then you cannot obviously identify the source of a viral infection, which is a poisonous infection or a sulfurous infection, whether it is malaria, HIV, cholera, Lassa virus, Ebola virus, yes, or COVID-19. So this is where we have got to be honest in police forensics, or else when people start to ask about drug addiction and whether drug addictions can cause viral infections, of course they can. And there isn't any reason to believe that there is any kind of super virus that comes out of no place and decimates whole races and whole population groups. What is this? Now, obviously with an overpopulation, the only way to curb overpopulation is with child rate law, like such as China has enforced. But we've got to say, it makes no sense to victimize people based on their color, to incarcerate them, to torment them for years. This has been going on for almost 10 years. So, that being said, we've got to be very clear about one thing. The high prices in the West for medical attention cannot compete with the lower prices in China, in Turkey, in India, in Brazil. This is the problem of the West. The World Health Organization is being hosted by mainly Western powers, and they're trying to control tropical medicine, Oriental medicine, and they cannot really manage. So treason in medicine is causing a banking scandal internationally based on prices and based on the fact that people in virology don't want to accept that certain cures are cheap, and you cannot always ask Africans or Indian people with a lower currency to pay European prices. The medical services in Europe are not better than any in Arabia, in Egypt, in Brazil, in India, or China, or Turkey. The standards, in fact, in the East are a lot higher than those in the West. From surgery right through to any kind of medical treatment. And we will not accept the West trying to tell us what to do. As a half German, I can say it's none of their business. The privacy and the private life and the sexual orientation or the sexual life of a family, whether they're African, Latin, Chinese, Indian, Brazilian, or Arabic, or Turkish, or Kurdish, is of absolutely no business to any German police, any Europol, any Interpol, because the Europol and the Interpol were silenced after this matter went up to the EU court in Strasbourg, in France. So, what are we talking about? What is this obsession with the sexuality of other races? It is a mental illness, and it's got to be treated as such.